And we are back.
Welcome back, you beautiful creatures.
We are doing Wednesday content. We have not recorded since last Wednesday.
No.
No, that's a lie. We did Friday. We did the live on Friday.
Oh, yeah, and I recorded a bunch on Friday.
Yeah. So I was wrong. But it feels like we haven't worked in forever.
Yeah.
We are going to just do Q&A stuff today. We don't have anything planned for the live stream, for the public live. However, we will be doing 2 episodes on Patreon live. Dude. 1 episode for the podcast and 1 Friday content.
Okay.
And the Friday content I want to do is going to be about compatibility, which is why I had you bring this book.
I love that.
So
that's the next book for my top tier women's group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I finished it and I'm into the 5-second rule by her now.
Okay.
It's crazy how many people have written books based off of my thought systems without the F word in it.
Yeah.
They're saying all the same shit that I've been saying for 3 years, publicly for 3 years on the podcast for most of my life. But because they're well spoken and got to it before me.
And don't cuss.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're making lots of money. We had a really good weekend. Kids had a professional day from school. There was no school.
Yep.
Dude.
He constantly sounds like he's on the brink of passing out.
Took him to the beach. They got to go to Fort DeSoto, got to play on the cannons that are out there and walk around the fort and had a really good day.
Saw a crab.
Yeah. Yep. Sea spider.
We saw horseshoe crab eggs all over the beach. They got to chase some birds, which was fun for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Not seeing any chats come through from Facebook yet. That's because there's only 18 people watching on Facebook. This is live. We are publicly live right now. Ding ding.
Can you guys hear him?
Probably not, because it's not coming through my mic. They might be able to hear him while I'm talking.
He's just laying down. He has not done anything exciting.
No, not in the last 30 minutes anyways.
I just think it's so funny.
How is everybody's week going so far? Be in the middle of the week, the hump day. Can't hear him. Oh, can't hear the dog. I was like, you can hear us. What do you mean?
Perfect.
Rose said, thank you for all you guys teach. You saved my relationship. I so much. I love you guys. That I is a typo. Rose said, I'd love to meet you guys one day. Well, oddly enough, there's couples retreats happening in the U.S. We also have Costa Rica still has slots available. If you guys want to go to Costa Rica with us, we have 2 trips. They're a week apiece. The first trip has to be paid for by the 31st of this month, and the second one has to be paid for by April 6th if you guys want to go to that. And we are working currently on figuring out where we want to go for our next one, but that might not be until 2026.
I think that'd be a good call.
Give people a whole lot of time to plan and pay for their shit because it's payment plans through Trova Trip. So
I want to go to Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with Ireland is the cost.
Yes.
They have 2 trips through Trova. One of them is like $1,500 or $2,000 a person, but it's 4 days and it's only in Dublin. The other one's $4,000, but it's the entire country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one's 8 days, right?
Yeah. 8 days. Yep.
You're right.
What?
D-Pain is going to the retreat in April. We're going to see you there, homie.
Yep. Yeah, we booked ours too.
Can't wait. So excited.
I'm too. I'm ready. I'm ready
to get further insight.
Nate Rich said, 9-year anniversary in my motorcycle club today. Can Chris talk a little bit about the importance of having men having valuable peers? I've talked about that a lot in the podcast. That's been a very heavy topic of conversation. You are your social circle. You hang out with a bunch of fucking losers, you're going to be a loser.
Yep.
You hang out with a lot of ambitious people who are motivated and driven, and they're questioning what you're doing in life, and it's making you feel like you're not doing enough. You're going to work harder and you're going to reach your true potential. It's so easy for people to become stagnant. I have not gotten more signed books in yet. That's on my list of things to do today. And I'm going to make another list because I forgot to order it this morning when I was at the computer before we came over here. I actually have a couple of extra at the house that I can have. Let me message him right now. I'll have like 5 of them on the website here in a second. No, that's not the right person.
Good morning, Vibe. Welcome, Mary. Finally caught a Wednesday live. How exciting.
I'll let you guys know as soon as those books are up. I have extras. Every time I buy books, I buy extras in case there's issues with shipping.
Yeah.
Or in case we go somewhere and I want to be able to give my book to someone, which I didn't do at the last retreat we went to, even though I really wish I would have. So I'll have to order more. Jonathan said, bought your book and loving it so far, dude. Thank you. Somebody, Danish, a member of she's one of our moderators in Discord, said that she thinks that I should send my books out to rehab centers.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine that they would accept that. You know what I mean? Like, here's a random book of a dude, standing there without a shirt on.
Yeah.
Put this in your center. Like, I don't know. Peaches, can you and Buff Bell make a red flags episode for when you're trying to make friends? It's hard navigating through it as an adult.
We actually just recorded that this past Friday.
Yep.
So that will be released in April, May, probably May.
I don't think it's that far out. I can tell you. Well,
you said that we're 5 weeks recorded.
Right. I can tell you. Well, yeah, it's a little bit more than that though. So right now, 14, 15. Yeah, no, it'd be May. Sometime before May 14th.
Can you scroll up just a little bit? Keep going. I guess a little bit more than I expected. Finally caught a Facebook Live. I am looking into a domestic trip to learn so much from y'all in person and show Peach my What Would Peaches Do tattoo in person. Holy shit. Are you the person I tagged on Instagram?
Well, while we wait on her answer, I want to let you guys know with the couples retreat domestically in the US, it's $2,000 for the couple. It's not per person the way that Trova Trip does.
Yeah.
Because what we did is we rented a mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's fair to call it that. Fucking house has 8 bedrooms. In my mind, that's a mansion. It may not be. It could just be a big ass house. But we rented 8 bedrooms. We have the 2 of us, Buff Bell and her husband, and then we rented out the 5 rooms, and we split the cost amongst everyone so that we're not coming out of pocket for the couples retreat. We will be paying for dinner Friday night. We will have finger foods throughout Saturday. Friday will be the dinner where we get to know everybody. Everybody's gonna sit down and just have like a family like supper type thing. Saturday is going to be a thing where you guys all cook breakfast together. All the women are going to do like a breakfast cooking, communal cooking. We're going to do seminar Saturday throughout the day, probably do another dinner Saturday night. And then Sunday is going to be mini boudoir shoots and hangout day where we all just bullshit and spend time together as friends. Yep. And then everybody's got to leave Sunday night or Monday morning, depending on when they want to check out. But we have the entire weekend. 2 of the meals are included. The finger food is included. Sunday, you guys may have to fend for yourselves because we haven't figured that out yet. As of right now, we have 2 spots left for North Carolina in August, and we have 3 spots available for June in Florida, which is great for us because we're in Florida, so that'll be a really easy thing for us. Let's see. I want to see if that was the person that you tagged. Yes, it is.
Oh, thank you so much for popping in on Facebook. Thank you for getting a tattoo that involves me. I am absolutely honored to be part of your journey and permanently marked on your body.
Yeah.
Crazy thing to think about.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Denise said, what happens when you feel like you're not allowed to have an opinion without making a person feel attacked? So before I go any further, somebody feeling attacked is a them problem.
Yeah, that's not a you problem.
Unless you're intentionally attacking them.
With malicious intent.
Right? So like if you're going, hey, this happened earlier, and when this happened, and you're not saying when you did this, when this happened earlier, I feel like, and they're like, and they feel attacked, that's a trauma response. That's a them problem. Yeah. Now, if we were like, you fucking piece of shit, you did this. I can't believe you would do that to me. And you're creating conflict and you're fighting with them to like make them hurt because you hurt. That's an attack.
Yes.
So let's be clear on what actually is happening there and then assess accordingly. I have tried to keep my thoughts to myself and I just leave alone, but my boundaries are not feeling respected and I don't know what to do. So before I move any further from that, if your boundaries aren't being respected, you don't need to be in a situation.
Correct.
Anything on that before I continue?
That's it.
Okay. And then the next part of this is I can feel myself getting angry. I feel at a loss. We are financially tied in as well, so I don't know how to handle this. Getting angry is an easy emotion.
Yes.
And you're probably using that as a mask to something that actually that's deeper there. Probably hurt, betrayal, lack of trust.
Feeling like you don't matter.
Right. There's a whole lot there. And anger is an easy emotion. So you using anger to process through things is not the right one to do.
Very surface level emotion.
The financially tied in is something that just takes time to get out of. Ashley said on Facebook, I'm actually a peer counselor at a center in Colorado. Would love to get in touch. I don't know if you mean for a book or because you want to talk to us, but you can send an email to tobebetterco@gmail.com and the moderators will get it where it needs to go. Y'all have any advice on burnout from working and how to mention to partner wanting to take a break from work? Are you financially capable of doing that right now? That's number one. If you guys are financially able to take a break from work, I would call your job and be like, hey, I need to take a personal leave for the next 3 days or whatever it is, and just take the time. If you're in a slow season, now would be a great time to do that. If you're in a busy season, it might not work. If you don't want to work anymore, then you guys need to sit down and have a conversation about finances and what that's going to look like. Super chat. These are guaranteed to get read, guys. If you guys want to make sure that your comments are read and we interact, the super chats are the way to go. And I'll let you answer this while I go get our food. It says insight on how to explain to fiance. Here, you read that. I'm going to go get our food.
Insight, how to explain to fiance our son, 2 years old, being in early speech therapy doesn't mean son is slow. Bane. Oh, you trying to play it off by stretching. Okay. I'm honestly unsure how to respond to that. It is not uncommon for a 2-year-old to need speech therapy. Children are learning to navigate the world, and they are not just born with the gift of speech. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, your fiance kind of sounds like a dick. If he believes that a 2-year-old needing help with speech means that he's slow, maybe I'm just taking that in a negative way because people tend to use slow as a aggressive thing or with intent to make someone feel less than or stupid. I did, yes. I'm gonna go sit down. No. Yes. I would tell him that children aren't born with the gift of speech, and some children need help with how to move their mouth and move their tongue, how to say things properly, where to say it from.
So 2 things. One, everybody that was asking about signed books, there's currently 5 of them on tobebbetter.com. So if you wanted a signed copy, we got 5 on the website right now. The rest of them will go up in like a week or 2. As for this, your son being 2 years old and needing extra speech means that you guys aren't giving him the time that he needs to teach him how to talk. Then if your husband or your fiance feels like something is wrong here and that your kid is slow, what are they doing? I don't want to assume that it's a him, but what are they doing to make sure that the speech and the time needed to teach that child how to talk is being done? It doesn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes at a time, 3 or 4 times a day for that to be overcame.
Right.
And if you don't have the tools to teach them how to speak because you're not a speech therapist, get on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's not an excuse for that. The information's out there. We have a son that has had a speech impediment. Still does.
Yeah.
And we're working with him. And like we hired tutors and he's still learning. He's 7 now and he still has a speech impediment. That's just going to happen. But we take the time with him and we've made it a whole lot better over the years.
Yeah.
That comes down to you guys. You're the parents. It's your responsibility to make sure that your kid has the ability to talk. Now, if they are nonverbal autistic, and you need extra help, that's different. But that doesn't mean
Yes.
they're slow. It means they're on the spectrum. That's a whole different
Right.
conversation.
Also, baby talk does nothing but hinder your child's growth.
Yeah. Do not talk to your kids like they're fucking babies.
Even in infancy, I was speaking to my children like they were grown adults. There was none of that, gotta go potty. Gotta go potty.
Yeah.
I did speak in the third person for a little bit.
You did.
But
You did. But you got over it relatively quick,
I
too.
did.
Sabrina said for $10 on a super chat, I suggested Chris's book to my dad. He's reading a book from someone who I can relate to regarding rebuilding yourself from a fucked up past. I'll do it and do it better myself for you. Love that. Rachel said for $10, what's the intro song to the episodes? It's always stuck in my head. Also curious, what are y'all's music tastes? Well, the music that the season 3 intro song is Cuffing Season is the name of the guy who does it. His song name is the song name is Hypnotized. So it's Hypnotized by Cuffing Season. As for music taste, it's kind of all over the place. We've been listening to a lot of tribal music since our ayahuasca retreat.
That's all I've listened to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't listen to regular music anymore. Feels like poison for my soul. And I'm just sprinkling that rat pesticide, whatever, in there. I listened to it today while I vlogged on the way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my earbuds, so it wasn't going to get copyrighted or anything.
He said I will send an email about it all. Very medically based. Yeah, send the email. I still think that there needs to be a whole lot of
Work done at home.
parental time with the children.
Mm-hmm.
We know that on average, parents spend less than 30 minutes a week with their kids. It was something like, I'm sorry, that's wrong. It was less than 25 minutes a day with non-homework, bath time, things like that engaged with their kids. 25 minutes.
It was wild to me.
Yeah.
Kids will help me garden. We'll do yoga together. Cook together.
Yep. Panda said for $10, I'm a very straightforward speaking man. What are your thoughts about a woman speaking to? A woman I'm speaking to takes things personally and thinks my words are an attack on her person. Then you need to find a different person.
Yeah, that's there's a lot of healing that needs to happen within her. Taking things very personally is a personal problem. To think that everything is an attack towards her, you're not that special. The world doesn't revolve around you. People are going through their own thing. And you're allowed to have expectations of a relationship.
You should.
Yeah.
You should have expectations of a relationship. Comes down to compatibility.
Yeah.
Not everybody's meant to be together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a brash motherfucker. And there's times that I say shit that could come across super dick to other people. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. And you're just like, that's my husband. You're not offended by it because you know that I'm not being an asshole. I'm just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm telling it the way that I view the situation. And I'm not being malicious about it. There's a very big difference between me being a nasty motherfucker and me just speaking my mind. And you know the difference. So it is different for people.
Forgot to put on deodorant today, guys. Sorry. Just gonna
do it right on camera?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this real quick.
Everybody look at my wife putting on deodorant.
I got in the car and I was like, who's making taco meat? And I was like, oh no.
Your armpits smell like taco meat?
Yeah, when I have body odor, I smell like taco meat. Like seasoned taco meat. I don't know if that's like my natural lady musk.
I've never smelt taco meat off of you.
I'm so glad. This is from Chloe. Oh my goodness. God, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, Lord. Oh my goodness. $50 super chat from Chloe. Thank you for that. Good morning, Chris and Peach. Boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years. We are moving in with his parents to save for a house. We will be 20 in April. What haven't we thought of stress-wise? We are aware this will be a lot. We plan on being there for a year. Well, I don't know what you have thought of. So the things that I'm going to list could be a crossover, but these are things that I would think about moving in with. Not just roommates. These are his parents, your parents.
His
parents. You and his mom are probably going to butt heads, especially when it comes to the attention from him as her son and as your man. I would go out of my way to ensure that I cook dinners for the whole family to show gratitude for allowing the charity that they're allowing us, that they're giving us. I am going to clean without being prompted. I'm going to do dishes even if I didn't dirty them. I would be prepared to distance myself if they have a disagreement in the household. I am not getting in the middle of anything. I am going to be respectful. I'm not going to argue something because this is their household. So if they say, if you're going to be here at 11 o'clock, you need to stay somewhere else. Okay, I'm going to be here by 9.
Right.
Those kinds of things.
Yeah, I think it's super important to remember that this is somebody else's space that you're living in. So I would ask them up front the expectations of you living there.
Yeah.
What do you need of us since you are going to be giving us the charity of a roof? Do you need me to do the lawn? Do you need me to make sure that the laundry's taken care of? Like, what do you want me to do while I'm here to make sure that I'm not a burden to you guys? I would also live in the bedroom because unless they're doing pizza and a movie night and they've invited you guys into the living room, people giving up their personal living space for other people becomes problematic over time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if there's plenty of seating and you guys never touch the remote and you're just cool being in the living room, being quiet, I don't think it would bother them very much. But from living past experiences, people trying to take over the television and taking your favorite spot on the couch, and like, it becomes problematic over time. It really does.
That either said moonbeam or moonbean, but either way, they just got married. Congratulations.
I can't believe you saw that. I was scrolling so damn quick. Beyond Time said, how do you ask for more from your partner in terms of ambition and drive without sounding mean or nagging? He wants to marry, but I don't feel he's ready yet. Okay, so you can ask for all of those things, but you can't make them be that person. Yeah. And some people just aren't ambitious or driven. Some people are just naturally lazy. Mm-hmm. And if that's who they are right now, trying to get them to change to be the person that you want them to be is a lot to ask. And you need to understand that. You need to understand that when it comes down to it, not everybody's willing to step up to do more because they're content doing what they're currently doing. And if what I'm doing currently is enough for me and I'm happy in my life, why would I want to kill myself to go and do all of these things? But also you need to be able to define what it means to have ambition and drive. Mm-hmm. Are you saying that he's only willing to work a part-time job? He's afraid to ask his boss for a raise, or he's totally happy being the Walmart greeter and that's all he ever wants to do with his life because he makes enough money doing that to play video games and smoke weed all day? Like, you have to be very clear with what you want. Now, if you're somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur and you want a man that makes a lot of money and you want to fucking make all of that a thing and you've got a bummy guy, you're not going to get that out of him. Some people just don't have that in him. But I would sit down and have a check-in. I would do the entire check-in. And during the check-in process, I would say, this is my future goals for us. Yes. What do you think you can do to make these goals happen? And if he's like, I don't want to do any of that shit, then there's your answer. Mm-hmm. But if you're like, I want to have a retirement fund with, $500,000 in it by the time we're 40 and we're 22 right now, how do we accomplish this? And he goes, I don't know. And is not willing to brainstorm with you. And like, that's just never going to happen. That's unrealistic. Mm-hmm. He's just not ready yet. Yeah. So
it's important to see the person standing in front of you and not the fantasy you want that person to fill in your life.
Yeah. I think that was actually in that book.
Yeah.
Love the person for who they are and not their potential.
Yeah.
Because people see somebody and go, oh, he's got great potential. And then they fucking commit to him and get married and realize that potential might be there, but the drive isn't.
Right.
And that comes down to discipline, Mm-hmm.
We have almost 500 people on Facebook.
No fucking way.
YouTube. That streaming platform is.
One of them. All right, we're at the bottom. Is the book coming to Audible or similar? It might come to Audible. I don't know. I would like to get it on Audible. I would like to read for it. The people that were going to help me with that has got a lot of life shit happening right now, and I don't want to push it. This is also going to sound kind of fucked up, but I don't book. I wrote it. I got it out there. Mm-hmm. Recording it for Audible is a revenue stream. The 2 or 3 days that it would take me to do that would be cool. I'd be able to say I have a book on Audible, And it would help for people who don't want to sit down and read the book, but it's only 165 pages. You can read that book in a day. A lot of people have. They were like, I didn't put it down. I just blew through it. But it would be, I feel like it would be a cash grab. Like I would be doing it to make more revenue. I don't know if that would help my book sales. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, address that one. I'm gonna take another bite of my food.
All right, this is from Allie. How do I get him to want to do things together? He works a lot and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and when he gets home, he never wants to do anything because he's tired. How can I get him to want to spend time with me? Oh gosh. First and foremost, I'm never going to beg my husband to spend time with me. You either want to be around me or you don't.
Okay.
And it's on me to facilitate an environment that you want to be around. So if I'm constantly nagging and I'm negative and you always and you never and you don't love me the way that you used to, I can understand why you wouldn't want to spend time with me, because all you're getting from me is negative energy. So I would also understand, like, what kind of job does he have? Is he working 60 to 8 hours a week in the Florida sunshine? We spent one day at the beach and it kicked all of our asses on the drive home. We were all ready for a nap, including the dogs. Yeah. So if he's working outside and he has a very physically demanding job, maybe have some grace. Plan date nights. Don't hit him with, as he walks through the door, I want to spend 4 hours together tonight and you're going to go to bed late. I know you have to be up at 4 a.m., but I want this time with you.
Right.
That's not about you guys at that point. That's about you and your needs needing to be met.
Right. And there are times where the sacrifice needs to be happening.
Yeah.
Here's the real situation though. She's a stay-at-home mom and he works. So when he gets home, he wants to be at home. She wants to go out because she's fucking home all the time. Mm-hmm. You can spend quality time together in your living room. We do it every night. So is the issue that you want to leave the house? Because if that's the case, you guys need to be planning that shit on days off when he's not tired. And if he's working 7 days a week and you get no time, then you need to give that man some fucking grace, because 7 days a week is a lot to work. You guys suffering now so you don't have to do it in the future. Lemon said, what is a good way to stop taking things personally? Any advice is appreciated. Thank you. This was a super chat. This is a good question. And it's a really easy answer. First
and foremost, read the 4 Agreements. That book touches very heavily on not taking things personally, and that changed my life. That book changed my life. I also I have yogurt on my finger over here, like Shrek. My goodness, mess. Not taking things personally. Once I recognize that my emotions are my problem and my responses or reactions to things can be because of my cognitive lens, the life that I've experienced. It could be that I just disagreed with something and it made me feel a certain way. Emotional regulation has really helped me a lot. And once we left our retreat, they said that you're going to be able to see the Matrix now. And once I recognized that people will do things for the best of them, not to hurt me, it kind of broke the Matrix a little bit for me.
It's crazy. I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
It took medicine for you to get it.
No, it didn't take the medicine. That just...
I know.
Breaking the Matrix was a very good term that they used.
Yeah. It comes down to compassion. When you really truly understand at your core that at everybody's base level, they are the center of their universe. The other people around them, whether they love you or not, come secondary to them.
Yeah.
So you taking things personally is because you view yourself as the center of the universe, and all the things that are happening to you instead of just happening around you, and you're applying meaning. Oh my God, this is happening to me. That's a victim mindset to a degree. So stop taking things personally by realizing that everybody's doing what they view as best for them. And sometimes you're going to get splashed by shit. Yeah. And that's just all there is to it. And the meaning you assign to that is going to dictate your response to it.
I've also... Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I've also started recognizing or implementing what other people do and say, like my husband said, is because they are the center of their universe. They're the center of their life. And anything outside of them is just data for me to collect on whether or not this person is going to match my vibrations, match my energy. Do I want this person in my life? Or it was nice to meet you. I hope you find your path, and maybe we'll reconnect in 10 years if the universe brings us back together.
I hardcore agree with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people come into your life for a reason and it's to teach you something, and sometimes they're just NPCs.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're obstacles that you have to learn to overcome. Sometimes people are going to come into your life and disrupt your fucking chi like you wouldn't believe. And if you don't deal with those people and learn how to overcome that shit, the person that's following behind them is going to fuck your life up.
Yes.
So like there's small stepping stones that have to get you to where you need to be at peace. Robin Davis said, oh, wait until you're done writing in your journal. You getting downloads right now?
Okay, so I'm not. So in my notebook, I now have a folded dog-eared page, and this is all the stuff that I feel like I need to look into and research. And you mentioning chi made me think of something that I had to look into.
Gotcha. Robin Davis said, being the common denominator in a handful of relationships the last 3 years, how to know what to change when never given a reason for the breakup? You look back and you assess your life.
Right. So if you are, is this a woman?
Mm-hmm.
I see a woman. If you are a woman who cries when you don't get your way because you know that men have a soft spot for that, that's a problem. If you are somebody who catches an attitude and rolls your eyes and huffs and puffs when a conversation isn't going a way you want it to go or a way you planned it in your mind before the conversation even started, that's a problem.
Yeah. If you're somebody who has a constant rotation of people coming in and out of your life like a door to a big hotel,
yeah,
you're the door. And all these people that are coming and going are coming and going for a reason.
Yeah.
You have to like really reflect and figure out what you're doing wrong in people's lives, and people don't need to tell you that.
Self-evaluation is a very powerful thing.
Yeah, you need a self-audit. You know if you're a piece of shit. You know if you're combative. You know if you're negative. You know if you're a depressed mess all the time. You know if maybe these last 3 relationships or last 3 years of your life, you've just been picking shitty people. Maybe you have a type.
Yeah, a pattern.
And that type is somebody that's not fucking meant for you. The amount of people that get into relationships that overlook things and find themselves miserable and like connected to people for long durations of their life because they're not willing to step away is insane. Bless you. One more. Let's go.
There it was. From Grace for $5. As a busy mom that lazily goes to bed shortly after the kids, I would 100% want the Audible because I can listen doing errands and chores.
I have a whole lot to say to that, and a lot of it's going to sound really nasty. And this is not me being nasty.
Really good opportunity to not take something personal, guys.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Just because it's easy doesn't mean that it's what you need. It's real easy to go, I really want to go to the gym today, but it's hard and I'm tired, so I'm not gonna. It's really easy to go, I'm gonna start dieting tomorrow because tonight I'm gonna eat an entire Reese peanut butter cup
Whole
milkshake,
Domino's pizza.
right, with a pizza and some tacos because fuck it, last night, right? Carpe diem.
And then you tell yourself
Carpe
the same
nocturnum
thing
because it's
tomorrow.
nighttime, but whatever. Right, so you're just doing the thing and then you never really get there. It absolutely would be harder to read the book, but if you put your phone down for 30 minutes a day and instead of doom scrolling, read the book, you'd get a whole lot more value. A whole lot more value.
Yeah.
You could put that book in the bathroom and read it over the course of 4 poops. You know, depending on how you poop. If you're a quick pooper, it might take you 8 to 10 poops, but for me, it would be probably 2 or 3 because, you know, I stay in there until my feet feel like TV static. But the Audible book may happen, guys. It's just a matter of getting around to getting it done. I want to do the Audible book in a way that we did it like the last podcast where somebody reads and we pause and have discussions about it because David Goggins did that. And I absolutely loved the way that podcast book reading did of his book. Mm-hmm. Chloe Hill for $2 said, been watching for a long time. Thank you so much. We're glad you're here. Thank you for the ongoing support. Looking for more super chats. Nope. Zeke Demeek. If you can identify that you are a common denominator, you recognize that there is a pattern of behavior that you exhibit that contributes to the failure to maintain a healthy relationship. Acknowledging that there is a pattern, you need to analyze what are the behaviors, what responses they elicit, and other people, important to be aware of if you're repeating your behavior in the future, and what causes you to exhibit those behaviors. For instance, if you have anxious attachment style, that might lead to any number of insecure behaviors in a relationship.
Yes, there is a note in my phone. There is a behavior. He mentioned anxious attachment and it triggered the thought in me.
Can one of the mods please link my book to Amazon in the Facebook chat? Vibe, I might reach out to you about that. We'll see.
I was looking for, I did an interview with Amanda from Eva Under Fire, and we talked about, I can't remember what the term is, but it's behaviors to re-engage the person, even if it's negative behaviors, because they're not getting with the positive interactions. So constantly blowing up the phone when they know that the person's at work or in a meeting or doing something other outside of being with the person that they're with. Calling them back to back, saying this is an emergency, and then just saying, do you still love me? Trying to facilitate an interaction in a negative way to satiate the anxiety that's happening. Highly recommend watching that episode when it comes out. I was looking through my notes. And I made a note. I can't remember what the song is called, but one of the lyrics is, she knows. And our son was like, what? And our daughter jumped in and she goes, what do we know? It's a stupid note that I made, but that makes me happy.
That Eva Under Fire episode comes out May 16th.
Good call.
But it's already been released on Patreon for those of you who are a member of our Patreon community.
Love that. From Bree Ball, just sending my love and appreciation to y'all. Thank you. I feel it. From Peyton for $10. Both of those super chats were for $10. I've been going through a tough time recently. I've been catching up on the new videos, and they've been helping me see new perspectives on a lot of things. Thank you guys. I missed y'all.
Well, we're glad you're back. Believe it or not, I recognize when people are not here anymore.
Me too.
We have a lot of people who like Aloha Snack Bar hasn't been in the chat in a while, and if she's still watching, she's not commenting.
Right.
So I reached out to her husband. I'm like, where the fuck you guys been? He's like, dude, we've been so busy in life. He's like, we still listen. We just can't catch the lives. I was like, all right, man. He's like, don't worry, bro. We're friends. Like, I support you guys. I'm like, I'm not questioning the support, bro. We fucking noticed you're absent. Like,
right. Like,
why? What's going on?
Happen?
Right. So,
from Grace for $2. Hi guys, new fan trying to pick up my damn pen.
Get it? I love that.
Hands are hard sometimes. I get it.
I get it.
Ooh, shout out to Edgar. Thank you for subscribing. My little mushroom guy, his name is Edgar. My little murder mushroom.
Are you going to cover that up?
I don't know. I do want to get the rest of the sleeve done. I might leave him. He's so chunky.
Damn, boy. He's a thick boy.
I need to get with Jeff and start figuring out my back.
Yeah.
We also need to make it to Kingpin.
Gotta go through your tattoo supplies first.
We need to, because I don't know what I need and don't need.
You just gotta be like, hey, babe, you ready to do that? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm not gonna coerce you to do the thing.
Right. Well, I'm waiting for you to not be doing something.
I don't do a whole lot of anything anymore. Okay. I spent all day yesterday playing fucking Magic on the computer because I had nothing to do.
Wow.
And complaining about it on Discord because I was bitching. I don't do well with downtime. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, to play video games for a couple hours is nice, but like, I knew that we had nothing to do. We're caught up on everything. For the first time in months, like, there was nothing to do yesterday work related.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you went to the accountant yesterday. I was like, you were gone for like 4 hours. What do you mean you had nothing to do?
That was it, though.
Yeah, I remember. It was
just the accountant.
I was vibing, listening to tribal music, cleaning the house.
Yeah. Barry said, my wife and I are going through a separation or possible divorce. One of the biggest issues is that she shitposts about me on Facebook behind my back while playing nice to my face. Why are you trying to salvage that? Don't allow somebody to make you be the villain and then play nice to you. They're placating the situation.
That's manipulation.
It
That's
is.
vindictive. That is a lot of sin. That disgusts me. That's also not a woman. A divine woman would not be behaving that way. She needs therapy.
I agree with that. You guys could probably both benefit from therapy. Kayla said, do you do couple retreats every year? We are saving up for a wedding this year, but interested if you are doing the same next year. So, okay, I actually talked about that in my blog this morning, which nobody's seen yet because it's still on the camera, but I don't know what the future of the retreats are going to look like, because as of right now, we spent almost $10,000. We did spend $10,000 on two spaces for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We got the June one and the August one, and one's in Florida, one's in North Carolina. That came out of pocket. That doesn't even cover the food. That's just the rentals.
Right.
And if we don't make the money back that we have to make to pay for the houses, pay for the food, and then give Buff Bell and her husband money because they're co-hosting with us, I won't do this again.
Right.
5 spots is not a lot to sell.
Mm-mm.
The weekend for what we're charging, I think, is more than fair. And
with everything that we're including in it.
Right. And I don't want to put ourselves in a position where we are spending money on our business when our business should be making us money.
Right.
And I am very okay with breaking even. And I'm okay with like losing money from time to time, but doing things like this over and over and over again where we're constantly just in the negative, it's not worth it.
I'm not willing to be 3,000 in the negative every time we do this.
Yeah. It's not worth it. I would rather spend that 10 grand and go on vacation.
Right.
So, but as of right now, we are looking into a 2026 something. So, scrolling, looking for super chats. There's one. Theory Man Dan. Hey, welcome back, dude. Haven't seen you forever. Long time no see. How have you guys been? You talking about MTG Arena as soon as I popped in. Yeah. I started playing Arena again. It's a great way to kill time when you've got nothing going on. So, this is the wife that's talking shit on Facebook. She's in therapy, and I think she doesn't tell her therapist the truth / reality. I go to anger management depression therapy right now, and they told me the same thing, that my anger is reactive abuse.
This is a really shitty situation.
Yeah, I think you need to send an email, because you sending these little blurbs like this is not giving us information to like really talk about things. Tanya said, how much? Go to tobebetter.com / couples retreat. All the information for the couples retreats on there, both domestic and international. Abby said, oh, $2,000 is a steal. I've booked a minimum $8,000 weekend for the same retreat.
Wow.
That's what she does for a living. She books retreats like that. So.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Kim said, I've been watching you guys for about 7 months now, and I just want you to know you have dramatically helped my relationship, and I love the both of you. And appreciate both of you so very much. Well, thank you for listening. As we are doing this, you guys are actually helping us quite a bit too. All the emails have actually changed our life. So it's changed the way that we deal with a lot of things. It's taught us a lot. Goober Ray. Goober.
I'm a goofy goober.
I call my dog that quite a bit.
I call him Doopy Boy.
Yeah. The big fucking goober. For $10 super chat says, my boyfriend does not want to work out, and I don't want to take away my time with him by working out without him. Well, how would you navigate this? I would go to the gym without him.
I would go to the gym without him.
There's a whole lot that's going to happen here. First and foremost, your mental health is going to get better.
Yes.
Right? Which is huge.
Physical health.
Physical health is going to improve, which is also fucking huge. As you continue to do the gym thing and you are making progress and you're eating better and you're happier and you're doing that, by proxy, your husband will see that and want to take part in it. It may take 2 years before he gets to that point, but he will get to that point. In Mel Robbins' Let Them book, she talks about somebody at a workplace who uses their lunch break to walk. And at first was trying to get people to walk with them, and finally was like, you know what, fuck it. They don't want to go. I'm going to do it myself and let them, you know what I mean? And so she started walking. And then she said that somewhere along the lines, you seeing your coworker walking for 5, during the lunch minute every single day, eventually you're going to go, you know what? I don't want this slice of pizza today. I'm going to go walk around the parking lot. And then you end up doing it. And then before you know it, there's several people walking around the parking lot because you see somebody doing something that makes them happy. People want to feel good and they want to be happy, especially if we're sad, depressed, lonely, miserable people, which
Yeah.
most people fucking are because of the internet.
Yep, doom scrolling, ingesting all of the pushed negativity.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg came out and said all of the depressing negative shit was targeted.
Yeah. Instagram. They had to talk in front of Congress about it. It's on the internet.
Yeah.
You guys can watch the entire fucking thing. But I would go without him. I would be like, look, I'd really love to spend the time with you, but if you don't want to go, I'm going to start doing self-care. I'm going to start spending an hour a week at the gym doing my own thing. I would love it if you would come with me, but if you don't want to, I get it. I totally fucking get it. Grace,
I want to add on to that. Is that the only free time you get with your man is the 40 minutes you would go to the gym? Because if that's the case, you have a whole host of other problems besides him not wanting to go to the gym.
Good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you really don't want to, if you don't want to do that, you could also just get up an hour earlier. So, Grace said, what do you think would be a break-even point to charge each guest? I know people would really love that opportunity. It'd be very worth it to some. So we broke down the price of the house and the food and everything, and we're selling the individual rooms to the couple.
Yeah.
So we've already got it all figured out. It's just a matter of it happening. Love the Let Them theory. Me too. It was a great book. Bandit said, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. I have come into the time of my life where I am fine being the villain in anyone's story if it means I am peace with myself. Yeah, that's it. That's all that matters. You will always be the villain in somebody's story. You might not be the villain in everyone's story, but in someone's story, you're the villain.
Yeah.
And you could be that same person living rent-free in their head that you were at 16 years old who said some negative shit that gave them fucking body dysmorphia. And you will always be that motherfucker, that piece of shit that, how dare you say that? You could be the most humble, empathetic, compassionate human being on the planet now because you went through some hard, trying times. But to that person, you will always be that evil doer.
Yeah.
Let them feel that way. Me and my husband recently went through the separation. We reconciled and have been doing really well. I'm having issues with stepping back into my wife role, like keeping hot meals on the table and getting up to do his breakfast before work. I leave work later in the day. I want to, but the separation has left me not so excited to do that for him. It's frustrating for me. He doesn't care, and it has even made my coffee in the morning because I feel it's my job as his wife to do those things. This is you having to go through the healing process of knowing that your relationship is not permanent.
Yeah.
This is one of the issues that we have with separations and taking breaks.
It shows that there's not a real commitment to this being long-term.
Right. That it could end at any time. So you have a whole lot of healing that needs to happen internally to get back to being that wife that wants to do those things. The issue that you're going to have is not letting this become a new version of you and never going back to that if that was something that you love doing for your person. Because ultimately what's happening is in that moment, you're giving up something that made you happy because of hurt instead of working through what hurt you, having the hard conversations and moving past it. Looking for supers. There's one. Snooper chat. 2 cabin singles retreat 2026. Let's go. Singles retreat. I don't know about that one.
I'm not playing matchmaker.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I would love to host a single meetup where you guys could go to a public location and we'll call it a To Be Better meetup and we won't be there.
Yeah.
And you guys can go meet up in your town and have a fucking bar night or whatever. But I want nothing to do with that. I don't want to try to facilitate other people's connections in that aspect.
Now, if we were to do how to heal yourself before moving on into a relationship, I'm down to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not going to be like Stacy, Tom, Kith.
Yeah.
We're not.
Right. I agree with that. But singles can come to the retreats.
Yeah.
If you guys want to, you could bring a friend. If you're paying the money for the room, you're paying for the room.
Yeah.
So you can bring another person with you if you want, even if it's just your best friend. It's not going to hurt our feelings.
You guys might have to share a bed though. So
sometimes there's bunk beds in the rooms. Just saying. Zeke said, we create statues of ourselves with our actions and their effects. These statues are unmoving and unchanging like the weeping angels. We are the exact same to them. All of our motion and growth is done when they're no longer looking. Exactly. It's like the little ghost of Mario Brothers.
yeah.
They turn around, they chase you. Face them, they stop. Jay said, also change your perspective. My wife presets the coffee pot every single night and writes me sticky notes from time to time. She views that as a way of loving me and appreciating me at 4 a.m. I love that. I love you guys, Jay. You and Krista are some of my favorite people.
Oh, yeah. I saw somebody ask how they can join my women's groups. All of that is through Patreon.
You should plug that because you have open spots right now.
I do have open spots. So I now have 4 spots in my top tier private women's group if you would like to take a look at that. And then I have, I think, 23 spots available for my Women's Thrive group. They are 2 different groups. They are 2 different price points, and both groups get different things. All of that is listed on our Patreon, patreon.com/tobebetter, if you would like to check that out. Yeah. I'm on a Chick-fil-A waffle fry kick.
Waffle fries.
I think I'm going to treat myself a little bit after this.
Quincy Sims said, what are the hard questions that you should be asking in the beginning of a relationship? I'm newly single and in my 40s. We actually created a courtship PDF questionnaire that you can print out and take on a date. And we've actually had people do it. And it's either been really, really good or really, really disastrous.
Yeah.
And every one of them that was really, really disastrous, we got thank yous for. Like, hey, thank you for that because I dodged a fucking bullet because of that questionnaire. And it's free. You can go to tobebetter.com and download it.
Print it out.
Theoryman Dan said, man, would it be rude for me to send you a message later and ask some card shop questions? Maybe link up, play arena. What format are you playing? Currently playing her historic. As for card shop questions, I'm so far removed from that I don't know if I'm gonna have any answers for you. Especially if you're trying to like open one, that's a whole ass fucking thing. But if you're still a member of our Discord, we have a gaming Discord server for the people who are in our Discord that we play Call of Duty with, and there's a tabletop gaming thing on there. So if you wanted to play arena, you could get in there and tag me and give me your name and I can add it. Not a singles retreat for meeting a partner I'm not looking to meet, but would love to go on all the retreats. You can come. You don't have to be in a relationship for that. Would absolutely be super dope if you were to go to Costa Rica with us. You spend an entire week with us doing really dope shit. Or Thailand was life-changing. Yeah. Everyone who went to Thailand had a fucking blast. So Deanna said, I live in Orlando and saw the piece was $2,000. What type of hotel is the stay? It's not a hotel. You guys are staying in a house with us for an entire weekend. We rented a really big house in Cape Coral. Got 7 or 8 bedrooms in it. Big fucking kitchen.
I'm almost certain there's a pool.
I think there is. One of them has a pool. Yeah. I don't remember which one, but one of them does have a pool.
Catch me being a mermaid.
But we have people doing boudoir shoots there. Like Buff Bell and her husband are going to do little mini boudoir shoots for couples if they want them. But
no nudity.
Yeah. If you're in Orlando, it's not a very far drive to Cape Coral. You're looking at like 3.5 hours maybe, depending on where in Orlando you are and whether or not you take I-4 at 75 and come down, or if you take 27 down. Unforgivable. I'm glad somebody got that reference. Oh, there's a long one. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
Panda Trucker, $100 super chat. Thank you for everything y'all do. It's great to see positive content within the sphere. Dinner is on me.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's a couple dinners, bro. Like tropical smoothie for lunch. We're having sushi tonight.
I am definitely not cooking dinner tonight. Thank you for that. Get to spend some more time with my kids.
Different weekends or ladies retreats. Lady retreat's going to happen.
Ladies retreat is in the works. I know you're in one of my private women's group. I can't remember. I'm almost certain you're in the Thrive group. I think you're in the Thrive group. That is something that I do have in the works for my women's groups. Yeah. And then something that I would like to present later on to Patreon and Discord.
What part of North Carolina? I don't remember the name of the city. It's not Asheville. That's the only one in North Carolina that I can remember.
Abby said, Tom, we have to go to Florida. I got to play Mermaids with Peach. Done. I'll even bring the flippers for our feet.
That's funny. Jessica Piotr said the women's group has changed me for the better and continues to do so every day.
I love that. I saw you jumped into the chat the other day. Notice that you were a little absent. I'm glad that life is starting to come back together for you and you have some more free time.
Yeah.
This next quarter for my top tier women's group is going to be about building ourselves back up in our confidence. I put them through the ringer for this first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how different our groups are. Women are much more emotional creatures. I know that we've said this, but
Yeah.
I'll reiterate it. You guys need a whole lot of hand holding and comforting and like group wails and
Right.
and we're not. It's so different for us. We get together and explain the quarters, and every once in a while I'll pop in and be like, "All right, guys, how's everybody doing? You guys need anything?" And they're like, "Nope, we got it. Thanks for the fucking book reads," and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
it's the easiest job I've ever had. And then when somebody's like, "Hey, I really need something," I just hop on a live call with them real quick, work through the shit, and that's the end of it. Like, yeah, I'm very grateful that you put in the work that you put in, and I'm very not envious.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to do that much work when it comes to the men's group, which is kind of
Right.
nice. But there's also a little bit of jealous in me because like you're doing the thing, right? Like I should be doing the thing too, but I don't need, it's not the same. We don't need that kind of,
Men and women need different attention because they provide different things.
Right. Vibe asked if there's going to be a men's group retreat. There might be. Right now, what we're talking about doing with retreats is Peaches wanted to do one for her higher tier, a limited spot thing, and I wanted to do. I would really like to do like a house, right?
Yeah.
Like so that we're next door to each other, so that I can still sleep in the same bed with my wife, and then just go
Right.
back next door in the morning, right? Like,
Yeah.
but we'd have to figure out how to make that work, and there's a lot that would go into that logistically. It would make more sense to just do a single big ass location and then just separate
Throughout the day.
throughout the day. Yeah.
I think in the mornings, I'm slowly starting to structure how I want the women's retreats to look, and I think the mornings I'm gonna start with like a nice little sound bath,
Some meditation.
some meditation. Yeah.
Sweet. Hopefully next year. This year's booked. Yes, thrive. Loving it.
I'm so glad. I also appreciate that you're a very active participant. I love hearing your opinions and life experiences on the group calls. We got another one from Libby Ann. My hubby and I can't wait to hang out with you guys and others in June. It's going to be awesome. Thank you for all you guys do.
Oh yeah. Means we'll be in Florida.
Love that.
Somebody asked the name of your groups, guys. All of the women's groups and the men's group that we were just talking about can be found through our Patreon. It is the highest tier of our Patreon community in order to get into them. Rent out a hotel floor, LOL. I mean, that would probably not be a bad idea to discuss. Heather said this month's read was hard, but I made it, so I'm excited for our group call Friday. What was this month?
This month, I believe we did either adult children of emotionally immature parents or it didn't start with you. I have to look into my resources tab.
Jordan said you could switch one day men's group taught by Peaches and women's group taught by Chris just for funsies. No, I'm not doing that.
It is adult children of emotionally immature parents.
I don't relate to women the way that she does. And the last thing I want to do is go in there and undo all the hard work my wife has done.
What was it? What did it say?
You could switch one day men's group taught by Peaches and women's group taught by Chris just for funsies. It was a joke.
Oh, gotcha.
But I would be very worried about undoing all of your shit. Rose Thorn,
Really?
yeah, because I'm baby, you don't understand how powerful you are.
I'm getting there.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't think that you do.
I do. That dream last night, I'm almost certain that I'm here to be ego death for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You've done a lot of work and a lot building these women up, and the last thing I need to go in there is be brash and hurt feelings and like.
I don't think that would be the case.
Yeah, I don't know. I worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I think that we should talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rose Thorne said, hubby just heard about a plant medicine retreat for a men's group. I don't know about for a men's group, but we're doing one in April. Really looking forward to that. Doing another one. Forever Anonymous said the borderline mother was so rough for me. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the last book of our quarter.
I didn't finish it.
No.
I still got 2 hours left. That book fucked me up.
Yeah.
Like it brought up so much trauma that I had repressed and forgot about that like I'm good.
That book has definitely dredged up a lot in me. I have like 45 minutes left of it. It didn't mess me up the way I was expecting it to. It does make me feel really good though, knowing that I was able to break the cycle of what borderline mothers are.
Yeah. Yeah, we are definitely both doing that. Desk Clan said for the men's group, give me a half a day and I can get a wild hog and can dig a pit and cook it. Dude, if you've got a mobile smoker or like barbecue trailer and can make that happen and we do some sort of men's group retreat, you can absolutely fucking cook some food.
Can I come over for dinner?
Yeah. I gotta be honest, if we did something like that, I would go and just stay in the room.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you go and do something like that by yourself.
I appreciate
Just
that.
the security risks alone. But like
Yeah.
I would just stay in the room the whole day. I'm not gonna interrupt your shit. I might come out and get a snacky snack every once in a while,
Right.
but I'll bring my little video game thing and just sit in there and play Sackboy all day or make TikToks.
I love that you're willing to do that for me.
Or even film. Like I can just record. I can make content.
Yeah.
I'm good
And
at
we
that.
could post
I'm
it. You
really
are
good
really
at that.
great at that.
So maybe that's the answer. I don't know. Crystal said adult children and yes, big realizations.
Yep. This after adult children, I'm going to be talking about this on our call on Friday. I'll also be posting it later on. We will be doing It Didn't Start With You. And that's going to bring up a lot more.
That's the book for those of you who are asking. All right, babe, it's 11 o'clock. I said that we were only going to go for an hour so that we have to work. So we
Okie
can
dokie.
actually do stuff. Real quick, we got a super chat that says, Snooper chat. I'm a 27-year-old man and have been listening for weeks. I'm very far behind listening to the Spotify, but wanted to support you to really inspire me to be better. Go to our Patreon. Join the Patreon at the $15 tier. Get into the Discord community. We have a public men's group.
Yeah.
At 27 years old, now is the perfect time for you to get mentorship. You're coming into your adulthood. Like,
Coming into your prime.
right now is the time to really start getting your shit together. So
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for supporting. I saw that you just became a member on YouTube, and I was going to try to say your name, but my mind just went Fitzgerald.
JJ,
Is that what that is?
I think so.
JJ. I love that spelling. Beautiful.
Quince has said if you do a girls' retreat next door to a guys' retreat after our sound bath, the girls can make breakfast and the guys can do dinner. I mean, I could absolutely have fucking somebody come by with a grill. Wouldn't be hard, especially if you do it in Florida. Just have Steve come by.
Yeah. Oh, none? Yeah.
None better barbecue.
His barbecue is really good.
And fucking pulled pork macaroni and cheese with jalapeno slaps.
Does he have a restaurant or is it just a food
Just that
truck?
trailer.
What the fuck, Steve?
JJ, I was right.
That's, I mean, dinner. We don't got to pay for dinner tonight, so he doesn't have a restaurant.
All right, guys. Patreon website again is patreon.com/to-be-better. We're going to wrap up here. Take a quick minute to stretch, go to the bathroom, and then we'll be going live on Patreon to do 2 podcast episodes.
Yep.
So thanks, guys, for tuning in, and we will see you all. Wait, Super Chat and Larson for the clutch right there right before we signed off.
Oh, hello, Anne. Oh, my goodness.
I've been MIA for a bit, busy hitting goals. First new car, new roofing on my house, planning a trip to Kentucky, and clearing property for a homestead. Thank you for helping me build the confidence to live my dream. That's
Fucking
fucking
get it, girl.
awesome.
Love that.
Yep.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.